If you are thinking about starting a small business, but you also want the freedom to work from anywhere, there's something really important you need to understand first. Because most of small businesses are built in a way they quietly locks you into one place. And I know this because I've met many people who are excited to get started with a business only to realize later that they've built themselves into another job. So today I'm going to be sharing small business tips for beginner, especially for people who want remote freedom, not just income, freedom. And by the way, by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to build something that supports your lifestyle instead of limiting it. So today we are going to talk about the big mistakes most beginner makes when they want to start a location independent business. So make sure you get your pen and paper because it's going to be juicy and I'm going to share a lot of very interesting information.
Interesting.
So here are the mistakes I see all the time. People start a business first and think about location independence later. They get excited, they open a local studio, they take only in-person clients, they start something that requires them to be physically somewhere and they show up every day. And then 6 months later, they get tired and they realize,
why do I feel stuck again? I started my own business and I feel stuck again.
It's because they built their business around a location, not a lifestyle. And if remote work matters to you, freedom has to be part of the strategy from the beginning. You don't need to add freedom later, you design it inside your business plan. And today we'll talk about this. And by the way, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Salua and I have been working remotely for 8 years, almost 9 now. And I currently live and work from Mexico City, but I take a lot of long remote breaks where I decide to go to Europe for 2-3 months or come back to the US. It depends. All of that because all I need is my laptop and Wi-Fi. And so if you're new to this channel, welcome. And please subscribe, like, and share if you like this video. Tip number 1, start with a remote-friendly model. Not every business model supports remote freedom. If your business needs you in one city, in one office, at this one physical location, you can be thinking, okay, later maybe I will go remote. No, because you're building this business based on this location. Remote-friendly models look very different. For example, online services, freelancing, consulting, digital products, coaching, online education. Why? Because your income is tied to the skills in the system, not a location. For example, when I started working online, I wasn't thinking business empire. Excuse me. So for example, when I started my online business, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm gonna build a business empire. No, I was thinking, how can I earn money from my laptop? And actually, let me tell you a story. When I got my first certification as a business coach, it was in 2014. And back then, we were doing consultation via phone. Zoom came a little bit after, or I started using Zoom a little bit after. But I remember thinking, nobody's gonna want to do a consultation with me on the phone. People wanna see me face to face. So I was doing both. I was doing phone and then face-to-face, and then eventually I moved on to Zoom. But my goal at that point was I need to be able to do this remotely from anywhere. All right, tip number 2, sell skills before product. This is where beginners usually go wrong. They want to create courses or launch a product or build a brand immediately, but skills are faster to sell. Let's say you know writing, or you know marketing, or admin work, or tech, or organizing, operation. All of these are skills you can monetize. And I've seen people land their first $500 clients just offering support services online. That gives you faster feedback, faster income, real world experience. The products come later. For example, skills are your apartment. Products are your dream house. Don't skip these steps, very important. So tip number 3, build systems early. Trust me, I've made this mistake. It took me years to figure out a system that works for me. And honestly, you need system around everything. Just this, filming YouTube is a system. You need to write your scripts, you need to do your research, and then you need to set up your studio if you are filming from home. Then you need to set up the whole equipment and so forth. And then you have the post-edit. I mean, all of this requires a system for you, and if you're building a team, that will also simplify things later and then help you scale and make more money. Remote freedom does not come from a hustle, it comes from systems. You can love what you do, but if client message you 24/7, everything is manual, nothing is documented, you don't have freedom. And by the way, this is a good skill service to sell. So somebody who's disorganized, you can sell those skills to a potential clients. So If nothing is documented, nothing is organized, you don't have freedom. You just moved your job online. That's it. For example, do you have a clear offer, a simple onboarding process, payment systems, templates, automation for emails? All of that are systems. Even small system can create breathing room. Passion is exciting. System are stabilizing. And stability creates freedom. All right, tip number 4. You need to separate your business from your location. We kind of talked about this a few seconds ago, but this one is huge. Ask yourself, if you move countries next year, would your business survive? Right? Because you might be doing something that is necessary in your city, but then the minute you go across the world, nobody cares. Can you serve clients in different time zone? Also very important. I know a lot of people, a lot of digital nomad who have clients in the US, work out of Asia. Are you willing to work at nights? Because we talk about 10, 13 hours difference. These are the things you have to take in considerations. For example, for me, yes, I do offer consultations, but it's only in the time zone that I am in. For example, if I work with a client in the US and I'm in Europe, I will do my consultation in the morning and that's it. I'm not gonna pass midnight to talk to clients. This doesn't serve my purpose. So you have to think about what can you do if you move across the world. I've met so many people who want to travel, but their business only worked in that one city. The more flexible your setup is now, not later, the more choices you will have later. And remember, freedom is about options. This is why online business support remote work so beautifully, because it can scale, it can cross borders, and it isn't tied to rent or a location. You're not asking a company for permission to go remote. You are designing your own flexibility, and that's very powerful. So if you want to learn more about starting your own online business or going fully remote, I created a free guide. It's called the Remote Income Roadmap, because choosing the wrong business model at the beginning can cost you years. And inside, I break down which model actually work, how to choose based on your skill, and how to avoid building something that traps you. And if you want clarity instead of overwhelm, the link is in the description. Lastly, if this video was helpful to you, please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share with someone who might find this video helpful. And tell me in the comments, are you starting a business from scratch? What kind of business? Or are you pivoting for something you've already built? Remote freedom isn't about doing more, it's about building smarter. I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye from Mexico. Bye! We got one video done.